I like this part. In the general environment, I would focus on the economic environment or the economic situation, right? And then talk about the inflation. But when we talk about the task environment, and then you can also it called as a task environment, but this is the direct environment. You are directly inside this environment. You cannot avoid. You have to understand. You have to engage. So also you can say, hey, as a first line manager, I don't care about the inflation. I don't care anything about that. I just know how to work, right? But somehow, if you are a first line manager, if you are a middle, let's say manager, no doubt, right? For the top manager, you have to have all those environments to keep in mind. For the task environment, this is particularly important. I group this all together, okay? I group this together, right? Once you can see this competitor, customer, supply, this is the market, right? We need to understand the market. What is the situation, okay? So the demand and supply, simply speaking, demand and supply. When we talk about consumer preference, right? Is there any change over the last, couple years, decades, right? But also thinking about the groceries, stores. We have so many options, from Walmart, RD, right? So what is that? The Publix, right? Whole Foods, Hitchcock, right? They are high, low, medium level, so different level. So which one you prefer? Whether you change your purchasing habits or not, right? So this is the direct or the task environment. More than that, there will be for the government, right? So this regulator is a little different from the previous, we called it the political and then the legal, right? Why? This regulator is directly affect your business. Just give you a quick example. A long time ago, I was working in the restaurant. I know inspector. What is that? The food health inspector or the food safety inspector? I forgot. All right, but it's like a government agent. They can stop your business immediately, or they give you a big ticket, right? So I don't want to mention how many departments we needed to deal with. CDC, FDA, USDA. We are talking about Agribusiness, right? You can make the long list. What is that? OSHA. Comparatively, the rest three, they don't make a big trouble to you, right? So my logic, right? So how I rank them, who is more important, who will make a big trouble, I rank them high. But the labor is important. You need to recruit the people, right? But usually, as I said, every business, it's not that difficult to find or hire people. Okay, but once they become your employee, it's not in this pie, right? It will be in the smaller pie. Oh, this is Homer. They use the example in the textbook. But as I said, once they become your employee, a different story, right? That's a different story. Owner, they are not 100% belong your organization. They own your company, but you don't own them, right? So owners, comparatively, they should be nice, right? They should be nice. Strategic allies, needless to say. Otherwise, why you develop this partnership? Competitor is competitor, partner is partner. They already changed their roles. I think now you pretty much understand, right? So this is the environment. The very last one is we call it the core, okay? The internal environment. So in the textbook, it mentioned only one thing. It's about the culture. What is the culture? The value, all right? The organization trying to, stand for. Let me tell you this. They usually have a value statement. I have some, supplementals for you. Vision, mission, value statement. Those are very important things, okay? Particularly the value, all right? The value statement. The organization, they use those statements trying to convey the message. What they do, how they look like, what value they hold, all right? Or they define their behavior, what they can do, what they cannot do. Try to keep it simple. How you feel about the company, ask yourself a quick question. Once I talk about the Walmart, how you feel the company? Somehow you may say, oh, cheap, okay? And then you will say, oh, they have a lot of assortment, right? But yeah, not so nice, to the employee, right? But what if we talk about Google? Probably you have a very different, let's say, image, right? We call it the view, or we call it the image. When we talk about the planning, we'll start with the strategy. Actually, the strategic planning, before we define our strategies, we need to define or clearly define our mission, vision, mission, value statement. This is the direction. And then we have the detailed strategic planning or the strategies. I will assign some homework later, but not today. All right. So I know that the first couple of weeks you guys are very busy, and then you needed to find the way out. I think this year's, all right, somehow by introducing the internal environment, or we call it the culture, or you can try to find the value statement, understand that, all right? But somehow, let me tell you, the value statement is something that's written, whether the value statement and then the true culture, they are consistent. Somehow they can be the difference. It depends on the different companies. So this is how we manage the organizational culture, or how we manage the culture. So we need to try to define the culture, right? Define the value, right? And then understand the current culture, whether it is good enough or we needed to further adjustment. As the manager, we needed to fully understand that, and then trying to walk the talk. This is the value. This is our behavior. We needed to follow that guideline, okay? And then we are the role model. If we don't do this, what you expect your employee or subordinates to follow that? We are the figurehead. We are the leader. We are the role model. This connect back to our managerial roles. Because you are a manager, you are under the spotlight. Colleagues, they all know you clearly. They know our true faces. So this is why we need to behave ourselves. We needed to follow this value statement. We needed to help create let's say, a healthy culture, a good culture, right? So this is the internal. When we talk about the general environment, the task environment, we are talking about very specific, tangible stuff, right? But immediately, when we talk about internal environment, it becomes a little intangible, right? Virtual, like a virtual stuff. You have to feel, all right? We have to feel. But that's another way to talk about the internal environment instead of talk about the culture. We can talk about different, departments, right? We can talk about different functions in your company. And then it becomes very easy. Oh, operation, HR, accounting, right? So whatever. But anyway, so we will get the chance to talk about that.